Greetings, this is NobleKale from NobleKale.com. I'm revisiting a game that's been posted on Feedback Friday, number 47. Originally I saw this as a Ludum Dare game. It's called Death Rooms, and it's by AldianSolkai, otherwise known as Jan Marcano. And basically, it was a Ludum Dare game that AldianSolkai has now extended. And so, continuing from where I sort of saw it last time, it's got keyboard controls, which are actually shown right here on the title screen. And I loved it then when I first saw it, and I still love it. So what we've got is left, right, Z for jump, X for a sword, which is massive, and shift is run. I don't recall there being a run mechanic, or I don't think I used it that much. Okay, and it's still pretty much the same style of game, in that this came from a Ludum Dare where the theme was 10 seconds. So it's been chosen to implement that 10-second theme by saying each room you get 10 seconds to complete. I think I'm actually doing really quite well. Ow. Apart from that. The combat rooms can be a bit interesting. So one of my concerns last time was that with these blocks that disappear, if you don't make it the first run, you're basically out of the game. So I've been harassing Jan to sort of get a little bit more balance between the different room designs. Like, you can see that I just kind of failed out there. Ow. Ow. But otherwise, look, it actually feels a bit more balanced than last time. Most certainly. I think that basically any room, however, where you have a disappearing block, you pretty much stand a 50% chance of not getting through, and that's just unfortunate. Does it belong there? Well, basically, you've got to have a look at it from a pressure perspective. I think that it's a really good way of sort of throwing in a couple of really hard maps, a couple of hard rooms. The main thing is there's clearly a couple of different rooms. You've got normal jumping puzzles, ones with spikes and disappearing blocks, and then you've got the monster rooms. And I think that there's a jumping puzzle room, but with a flying baddie monster thing. And what you've got to notice is that the monster rooms are demonstrably easier than the others, to the point where if you get sort of 4 or 5 of those in a row, you can really be set. And that was one of the problems with the original run in the Ludum Dare entry, which was that the variety just wasn't there. So what I'm noticing here is that I feel that that was a far more even sort of spread. Let's try it again. So yeah, last time I don't think that there was a good enough spread. Like, I played one game where I got all monster rooms, and then I played another game where I got all platform rooms, whereas hopefully that's sort of been eased a bit. But you'll notice this is my second monster room. Come down here, you bastard. And my third. Ow. Ow. Stop picking on me. Is it because I have red hair? What? Okay, that's an interesting little effect. Hopefully Jan sees this video and comments on that one. Ow. Ow. Yeah, see, if I have to wait for that block, I'm basically dead. So what did we see there? We saw a little bit less of a randomized mix, and I think that that is part of what sort of makes it a bit odd in that you don't feel. It's clear that some of the rooms are easier than the others, but you don't feel like you're getting a nice even sort of mix. Some games you get really easy runs, and some games you get really hard runs. I mean, there's a high score table, but what if one person got 10 monster rooms in a row? I mean, that sounds pretty easy to me. So that's one of those things that maybe needs to be balanced. Now, let's have a look at the rest of the game. Okay, graphics are still largely the same, and they look okay. I don't think that the blocks really suit the detailed pixel art of the person. I think that, you know, a little bit of work for more consistency. I don't think that the title suits the rest of it. You've got this pixel art here, and then you've got these gradient fills, which it just looks a bit weird. I'd rather that AldianSolkai sat down and remastered this screen a bit, make it more consistent. Let's have a look at one of the levels. Okay, so we're using the same blocks, and that's fine. The background is a bit nothing, but overall, like I mean, I would like to see a sort of room-based background. I'm pretty sure that you could work something in there. The spikes, well, the spikes look interesting enough. What's cool is that he does have left and right, and it kind of alternates in a randomized fashion. So that's pretty awesome. It just throws in that little bit of variation. Jumping controls still feel a little bit awkward. But they feel a bit controllable. Yeah, overall, still plays well. I can't really tell that much of a difference between this and the Ludum Dare copy. I'm not too sure. What I would like to see next, though, is a bit more bookending. Got a title screen, that's fantastic. Show me an option screen. Let me redefine my keys. Let me turn off the music. Sexy as it is, it needs to be able to be killed. Let me turn off the sound controls. Let's have a credit screen, even if it just says by AldianSolkai. These are the things that I want to see. I want to see a title screen which is nice and consistent graphics. I want to see an option screen where I can turn shit on and off. Whoops, just swore. I don't think I've done that on YouTube so far. Anyway, I also would like to see, you know, some credits. I want to be able to redefine keys. I would like the graphics to be revisited. The blocks don't suit the player sprite, and the player sprite is pretty awesome, so I would revise the blocks. Leave the creatures for now, they're pretty okay, although it does kind of look a bit weird where the base of the snake's sprite is. Maybe make it more flat so it looks like it's slithering along the ground rather than sort of sliding across it. So that's pretty much the graphics angle. Music, still pretty good, although I'd like some alternate tracks. Something room dependent. I think that definitely you could have a different song for a monster room. I think that's well achievable. Controls are still pretty okay. Gamepad controls would be nice. I mean, I'm sitting here, I've just acquired a new Xbox 360 controller. I'd like to try that out. Not sure if that's within scope. So that's pretty much where I would like to see it head. I'd like to see the title screen cleaned up, all the graphics looked at for consistency, and basically repass, just go through. You don't have that many assets. I think that you can clean these things up. I'd like to see a credit screen. List some of your testers, perhaps. I would like to see an option screen. That should be the next thing that you do. How to implement these? You have this really cool menu screen. I don't know if I can get back to it. Okay, you have this really cool menu screen. Put another door here, right here, and then label it underneath options. Use this screen. It's cool. Use it. Give me a couple of different caves to go into or something like that. Work with it. I think that it's still worth pursuing. I'd like to see some more polish on it. I'd also like to see a few more enemies. You got the bats, you got the snakes. Give me something else. Give me something that shoots at me. What I want to see is an archer that I can deflect the arrows with the sword. That's kind of cool. I also want to see maybe an item that lets me jump a bit better. It'd be cool to have something like that. Anyway, so there's a few options, there's a few ideas, and that was Death Rooms by AldianSolkai for Feedback Friday number 47. I'll put all the relevant links and stuff into the video description. And this was Noble Kale for noblecale.com. I'll bump on to the next game. See ya.